Hey. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. No, we're not back with the live game of 40k. Of course we're not, because it would be bad to bring people. Actually, it was supposed to be me, Brom, and Joe tonight. Brom's feeling particularly unwell. I spoke to him earlier. And Joe doesn't want to catch anything at all, considering he has this event this weekend that I've now, unfortunately, had to drop from. Sad face. I was really looking forward to going up to Sheffield and hanging out with all the guys there at Hellstorm and stuff, but you know, I feel awful, and Luce is feeling pretty awful. In fact, you probably won't hear from Luce tonight. I think she's going to have a bath and go to bed herself. And I contemplated not doing the stream, but I'll be honest with you people, my job right now is to sit here for 90 minutes and talk to you in my cozy warm house, so I can't really complain too much. And I thought we'd be here anyway. To hang out and talk nonsense and talk 40k stuff. You have to excuse me, right? It's got worse, and it doesn't show any signs at the moment of letting up. So I have my, not mead, my trusty hot lemon to sit on the, I'm an old man now, chat, that's what's happening. So I shall drink my lem sip whilst I talk to you people about 40k. You can, of course, support the channel throughout tonight. You can do the magical things like you normally do. You can hit those like buttons if you enjoy the stream. You can hit subscribe. Oh, hang on, where's my phone? Something happened. I'll talk about it in just a moment. I'm going to send it to Brom now. You people. You can hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, obviously. And you can hit that bell notification icon if you want to be notified every single time we go live or drop a new video. Typically for people that are watching on demand, because if you're here already, then you have joined us at the start, right? So if you can talk with the Noro and the shits, you can do anything here. Thanks, sweet man. You're a hero. Other ways you can support us, big colourful postcards. We have a topic for tonight for big colourful postcards. You can become a member, all of your own choice, if you would like to have a green name, a colourful badge at the end of your name, and be a member of the channel. Come and hang out with all those member benefits. You can do those things too. Or, of course, like Nordost and Carl has done, you can gift a membership. Or you can be super, 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 super generous, like Mr. Svenholio has done, and gift 10 of the finest memberships. That's 12 already. I have I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to lie to you, chat, right? Tonight's members goal, I'm picking a different name each night now. I'm trying to be a bit funny. Friday Night Off Fund. So, you know, should make honey and lemon tea. It's the shiz. Actually, this comes out of a packet. It's easy. Hi, Snuffin Muffin. Thanks, Dave, for the 2. Thanks, Stats and Devs for the 2. I'll save you some time tonight. No, it's not. We'll get into that. We will get into that. But thank you so much for everybody who did take part in last night's stream. I haven't actually finished putting everything together yet for GW, but I have spoke to GW about the email I'll be sending them, and they're looking forward to everybody's suggestions about the scalper issue. So it's... I like the fact that we've used the channel for potentially positive change, or at least starting the conversation. I think that's quite positive. I feel really good about that. So thank you so much for all of the great, thank you so much for all the great suggestions. Thank you for all of the amazing, comments, and for the people that commented after the fact as well. There's still yet more good comments coming in. So I might give it until Monday, because people that are watching it on demand are still putting their 2 pence in about how they, or what they think we should do to solve scalpers, which is quite nice as well. So I've got some written comments that, although weren't super chat, I now have a record of them. That makes it quite easy. So very excited, very, very excited. Tonight's topic though, so whilst I was sat here today, I'm quite literally feeling sorry for myself and feeling like dog shit. I was organising models on my desk because I'm trying to work towards having an army that is mine once more. And what do I mean by that? Because we've got loads of armies on the channel, but none of them are any that I've painted now. Actually, over the course of the last 2-3 years, anything that I've worked on or I've painted, we've slowly but surely got rid of, and we've sold or donated or whatever. Which means I'm now in a position where I don't actually own anything that's mine army, as in I've bought it, I've built it, I've painted it. And some people are fine with that, and you know, that's why we have amazing people like Siege out there, so that if people don't want to paint, they don't have to paint. If people don't want to build, they don't have to build. If people just want to play, they can do that. But I'm a person who likes to have that kind of individual pride of, that model looks really nice. Who painted it? I did. I'm just a fan of that. It's just a me thing. I'm not saying that this is a standard we should be setting out there. I'm not saying that everybody should feel the same. But when I have my worldies on the table and they go, oh, that's a nice job, who did that? Joe. And when I have my Thousand Suns on the table, they're beautiful, who painted that? Siege. Or when or whatever it might be, right? When I have my Corn Demons, they're quite pretty, Blazing Brush Studios. So currently, at no point will anyone pick up a model that I'm using on a table at an event and say, that's gorgeous, who painted that? And I can say, me. And that's something that I didn't realise was important to me, but recently have discovered that this is something that's very, very important to me. And this came about when I was getting ready for this weekend's event that I'm not going to get to fucking go to. I was getting ready to go to Hellstorm because I couldn't, for the longest time, settle on what army I wanted to take. And I think part of the reason is because of that I've just talked about. And in the end, I settled on taking Eldar because they're my favourite faction. Toned it down so it wasn't the current meta-chasing nonsense that you see out there with Eldar right now. And thought, well, actually, I think me and my opponent can have some fun with this list at what is a major tournament. But I would still have that same dilemma. Who painted those? Not me. Absolutely not me. Okay? So I have decided recently, and I committed to you people on stream recently, that all I'm going to work on in the short term, all I'm going to touch going forward is Eldar. That's going to be it is my army. It's always been my favourite army. I've got a tattoo of it on my leg, for Christ's sake. So this is what I'm going to work on. And I want to do more than what I did before. So before, I owned basically jet bikes and tanks. Was essentially it. It's what I owned for the Eldar in general. I didn't really own anything else. This time I'd like to do things differently. I'd like to have all of it. All of the things, all of the time. So I want to have Guardians and Rangers and jet bikes still, but I also want to have Aspect Warriors, and I want to have Fire Prisms, and I want to have Wave Serpents, and I want to have the Phoenix Lords. And so I found myself, as I'm sure we all do, perusing the Games Workshop website and looking at what I need to add to my collection to make sure I have the things I want to have. And I want to, like I said, go a bit different to before. I want to go hardcore into things like Aspect Warriors. And I got excited recently because I don't know if you saw on the 40th, I think it was the 40 years of 40k or 40 years of Warhammer that they announced a new Kill Team box coming at some point in the future. It has plastic striking scorpions. Now what we saw in recent years was plastic howling banshees and plastic dark reapers and plastic shining spears. I was like, oh, that's amazing. So I went back on the website, and there on the Eldar page is still the old striking scorpions because those not available yet. But then we have warp spiders, fire dragons, swooping hawks, all of which I checked are still Finecast, not metal. Now I went hunting a bit on the website earlier for a bit of stream-based research, we should call it, and I looked at Astra Militarum, and they have Sergeant Harker and Colonel Ironhand Strachan, and they have the Regimental Advisors and a couple of other bits and pieces. And I checked on those. You know what? They're not Finecast. They are still, to this day, purchased as metal miniatures, which is interesting, to say the least. But I went and did a bit more fishing. And on the whole, I couldn't find anything else. And I might have missed. I wasn't looking too hard. I didn't search every single nook and cranny, but I couldn't find anything else on the Imperium or Chaos side that was Finecast. I did, however, find a ton of Necron characters and Orc characters and other bits and Xenos races, and quite poignantly actually, all of the Kroot-based stuff, or a lot of the Kroot-based stuff, was still Finecast. Now, I'm an individual. This is where the conversation is going. This is where I want to see the big colourful postcards. This is what I want to talk about now. I'm an individual that historically has had some incredibly negative experiences with Finecast. In fact, Joe recently asked me to order Samael off of Element Element in the chat because he wants to add them to the dark. He wants to add him to the Dark Angels. And early stages of that conversation, I flat refused because I wouldn't give my money to Finecast ever. I said to him, I would rather give you 10 times his value for parts to kit bash and you make a plastic one than give you the Finecast model. And in the end, he pushed and I ordered him the Finecast model. I was like, you know what? I don't have to build it. I don't have to paint it. So I ordered Joe a Finecast model, and I thought to myself, as a product, considering the experience that I had historically, is this something that they should have continued to sell? In the early stages of Finecast, at least, maybe the first half of its life, I didn't actually ever hear a positive story ever about that godforsaken material. That's like a resin, but not a resin. That's thinner and frailer than anything. It's, for a company that does a lot of resin, Forge World, it's such a terrible product. My first experience for Finecast was Belial, the Grandmaster of the Deathwing. And I went through, I don't know, 9 to 10 versions of Belial with customer services at Games Workshop before I got one that I was settled on. And when I say settled, it wasn't a good sculpt. There was an issue where his jacket kind of cloak thing comes out. There was an issue where it would form a hole between the body and where that cloak should be. It was so thin, there would just be a hole there. And the final one that I settled on still had resin that was so thin that you could see light through it and tiny little holes. And I ended up essentially using a lot of liquid green stuff and sanding it down to build those cloaks up and eventually have a Belial. But I went through a number of different versions with customer service who just had flat holes. And I got quite upset with customer service and said to them, do you actually bother checking your products before you send them to people? These aren't cheap miniatures. They're not cheap products. Do you actually have any kind of quality control of what's coming out of Finecast? Forge World, you get that joke of a little leaflet now with a stamp on it that had been quality checked. And as I tell you, I'm not entirely sure who they have employed to do their quality checking, but some of those things that have come through stamped, I'm like, did you just put the stamp thing in the box just to shut some people up? To go, oh, Forge World have said it's acceptable, have they? Because it's not really. And I think that if we look at any other multi-million and multi-billion pound dollar company out there that sold a product that was quite that terrible, I think that they would have stopped selling it sooner rather than later. Such a tarnish on their reputation for whatever it is that they're making that they would have stopped selling it. And it leads me on to another question as well. So I flat refuse to buy Finecast Warp Spiders, and I flat refuse to buy Finecast Fire Dragons. Okay. So this then begs the question, does this potentially increase the legitimacy of 3D printed alternatives? And I don't mean copies. I do not mean fire dragons that look exactly like fire dragons but happen to have been printed out of a 3D printer with some hardcore resin rather than out of the Finecast failcast nonsense that GW produce. Don't mean copies. I'm never okay with copies. I'm never okay with IP theft. But I did do some searching for alternative Warp Spider sculpts and found a couple. I think like Artel Miniatures do one, and there's another company that look, I mean, it could be argued there is a degree of IP theft there that look very similar to what you think a Warp Spider would be. And even some of the naming conventions kind of make them look a little bit like they're sort of kind of actually supposed to be Warp Spiders. So that's tonight's conversation. I want to know your experience with Finecast. I want to know whether you think this is a product that they should still be selling. I personally think with the money that they made, there's no excuse to continue to sell Finecast nowadays, and there's no excuse for those models and miniatures that are that old across the Necron range and the Orc range and the Eldar range and there's others as well. The Space Wolves, I think I saw Talk say earlier. I don't think there's any excuse for all those things still being Finecast or metal. I think they should have already been updated, personally. And then does it legitimize potentially finding alternatives from people? So let me know what you think. Big colourful postcards. Again, if you super chat $10 US or equivalent or more, Amy will read it out to us, to all of us, to me and to you, and we can start that conversation. In the meantime, thank you so much, Adrian, for the gifted, and thank you, Kazarian, for the other gifted. You're a hero. It puts us on 14. If we get to 200 members tonight, I actually might consider having tomorrow night off. I'm just saying. Because I'm feeling doggers, and I might just curl up in a ball and hibernate all weekend. Kaz, thank you for the 2. Did you get enough rest time? When do you think? When do you think? The Artel miniatures are beautiful alternatives. Shame they're US based, and the import cost would be silly. I've not ordered any, so you know that would be a shock, I reckon, when they turn up. So excuse me as I slurp on my Lemsip that's now not as hot as it should be. But it's about the only way I'm going to get through this hour and a half of you, if I'm completely honest. Pretty sure Finecast is older than Star Pilot. A lot of things are older than Star Pilot, Cass. Thank you so much for the 2. Kev Thacker, thank you for the gifted. Getting us on the road to that potential night off. I don't like taking time off a stream. I always, like I said to you at the start, right? I always think I sit in a warm room and stream for 90 minutes a night. Not really a reason to have a night off, is it? I always feel bad. We've had maybe a week off this year from being sick, perhaps. Does anyone know the process for buying FINECAST? Like, do they have stock of them, or are they printed to order? How long does it take for a print run of FINECAST? I think they have stock of them. Excuse me. Kaz, thank you for the 5 gifted. Oh my god.
Multi-billion-dollar companies do that. Look at video games. Cyberpunk was released and was a mess of a game. No Man's Sky was the same. The crunch gets them. But for FINECAST, I kit bash these days.
So Steady Breck, okay. Actually, thank you for bringing that up. That's an interesting point. Thank you for the 10 as well. You're a hero. But on both of those particular titles, okay, are they now in a good and working condition? If you were to buy Cyberpunk now and play it, is it in a very good state? Because my understanding is, from a lot of people that are Cyberpunk fans, that Cyberpunk as is currently is in an incredible state. I've also found out that supposedly No Man's Sky nowadays is in a very smooth working condition. FINECAST is still dog shit. So the thing is with a computer game, and I'm with you. I don't think they should ever be released in those messes. I don't think they should be allowed to go to market in those messes. So personally, I completely agree with you in that regards. Right? I don't think that they should ever come out in the state that they're in, some of these things. And I think sometimes marketers, companies are too keen to hit certain holiday targets or certain sales goals rather than worry about actually. I mean, Baldur's Gate was one of those titles, right, that excuse me, Baldur's Gate was one of those titles that people were shocked, absolutely shocked about how it was a AAA title that came out that was just in a working condition. And I don't think that should be the industry standard. I don't think the industry should be shocked when a game comes out and is working. The industry should be shocked when a game comes out and isn't working. But at least with games, through things like patches and updates and downloads, you can fix them. And you can make them actually closer to what they should have been in the first instance, and or if not better, okay, with updates and stuff like that. The problem with FINECAST is, and some people have told me, oh, later versions of FINECAST have got better, and they haven't. It's not, FINECAST is not in a good state. It never has been. And so, although I agree with you in principle, and I agree with you that those companies shouldn't be releasing those games in those dates, at least those games can get updated and improved. And at least then, if you bought Cyberpunk 6-12 months later, most of those issues had been ironed out, and the game was pretty much as you would expect to pay for. If you buy FINECAST this day, you're still going to have barrels that can shoot around corners and gaps and holes in models, and you're also going to have keyways and gates where if you snip them off, chunks come missing out of your model. Corday Ed says, if you don't like the stream, you are worse than FINECAST. Thank you, Cornet S. Thank you, Dr. Cass, for the 5. I think I might have already thanked you anyway. Thank you, Mordy Hammer, for the 1. You're a hero. Thank you, Cornet Ed, for the 5. You people are amazing. It's on. The dream's on of a night off. We're not guaranteed yet. But the dream's on, right? Why else would it be called FINECAST? Exactly. Abel, thank you for the 5. I used to inspect in the store any FINECAST I bought and returned at once if I wasn't happy. Bretonian models were so hit or miss. That's bad, isn't it? It's so bad that you do that in the store. Evan, thank you for the 2. I made FINECAST Orc Commandos and they were awful. Okay, let's ask another question, chat. How many of you have ever had a positive, like, no issues whatsoever experience with FINECAST? Baldur's Gate 3 was kind of depressing in that way because it was getting praised for working at day one. 100% Toxfear, right? That's bad though, isn't it? Oh, look how great they've done. Oh, what have they done? What have they done above and beyond? Oh no, it just works. Cool. Okay. That's what we as a society allow nowadays. Fine. Oh, it's been a long day today. I had to go. My motorbike got fixed, and I actually had to go and pick it up today because they're like, "You need to come and get it. You can't leave it here." I was like, "Oh, a head cold and a helmet is not a fun combination. I won't lie. I don't buy Finecast models. I may even avoid some armies where they have lots of Finecast models. That's me. Like I units can be flat good, flat amazing, and I won't take them because I don't like Finecast. I listened to the audiobook Jane Czar, right? Which if you're an Eldar fan and you haven't, then it's an amazing. I quite like it, actually. I enjoy it. And in it, the main two characters in Jane Czar is Jane Czar and Azuman. And I flat refuse to buy Finecast Azuman, so I've kit bashed my own. I've used bits of the Eldar Autarch model, bits of the plastic Dire Avengers, and I've kit bashed my own Azuman. He's not quite 100% accurate. He doesn't have the yin yang on his chest. He doesn't have the second glaived shuriken pistol, but he's good enough for me that I'm happy that I could call him Azuman, right? Because that's how much I will avoid buying Finecast. I'll kit bash an iconic model instead of buying Finecast, because Finecast is the devil, and it should never be allowed to like Finecast should be against trading standards. Benjamin, thank you for the 350 plastic 40k 30k Warhound. Come on. See, I am not adverse to buying Forge World resin. This is why I'm so baffled. I'm not against buying Forge World resin. I don't love it. I wouldn't choose to buy it over plastic, but I've got plenty of Forge World resin stuff that I've built and worked with over the years. Right? And Forge World sell a resin product, but their resin and Finecast resin are two very different things. Even Russ, thank you for the two. Never had an issue with Finecast. Is that because you haven't bought any? Grey Knight Finecast minis were pretty good, were they? Okay, I am glad some people have had some positive experiences. Genuinely, honestly. How does one kit bash mandrakes? I'm having a problem finding them. I don't. Mandrakes is fine.
Thank you. Finecast suck, but painting metal minis hits me right in the nostalgia bits.
I'd rather have metal over Finecast. PT13, if I'm honest with you. Thanks for the 10 man, you're a hero. I would rather have metal over Finecast, genuinely. Dr. Cass, thank you for the gift. Dr. Cass as well, as if I'm calling you Dr. Cass. I'm just going to call you Cass from now on. But thank you for the gift, man, you're a hero. Liam, the ambassador for Finecast, absolutely not. I despise the stuff. Some of the worst I've had is Krieg heavy teams. Some are Forge World Resonant, another variant. Horrible when next to each other. Even Forge World Resin. Okay. New Forge World models are fantastic. The newer ones are pretty good, actually, yes. The newer Forge World stuff is better. I don't mind resin, but Horus Heresy Fulgrim is up for purchase on Saturday, and they are still using a pick with a slightly bowed spear. There's a few of those on the Forge World website. If you go through, there's a few of them where you're like, did you not think about straightening out that spear or that like handle before you put the picture on there? Did you not think about that? Ben, thank you for the 350. I put together a Warhound last week and it sucked. Oh, really? I've put together a ton of Krieg tanks and stuff like that, and I mean, the Armageddon pattern Basilisk was actually pretty unpleasant, and I had 4 of them, and they were all unpleasant, every single one. I'm sad I gave my old metal Grey Knights to a friend back in 4th edition because I wasn't playing them. I miss metal so much. There was a guy who used to know and talk to quite regularly, Mordian John. If you ever watched Easy, you might have seen him. Who has a whole Mordian Iron Guard army, and he scoured eBay for metal Mordians and his whole army. Honestly, I think he should put his army case on the table and the fucking earthquake happened somewhere else in the world. I'm sorry you're not coming at the weekend. Would have been good to catch up. Equally, I don't want your calls, so stay at home. Yeah, you know what? There's with 100 people in a gaming hall. Even if I only gave this to half of my opponents, it's still not fair. Who then take it home to their families, etc. I was supposed to be staying in an Airbnb with 7 or 8 other people as well. Like, I feel shit. I'll be coughing my guts up all weekend, and I don't think it's fair that I pass that around the room. Joe is still going. He actually asked me today if I would unlock the garage and unbolt the gate, and he did a contact-free pickup of his flesh tearers. Excuse me. So he did a contact-free pickup. We had a chat at distance at the front door, and he's still going. Eddie isn't, however. I don't know if you guys remember, but Eddie's wife had brain surgery, and they hadn't finished the job. And I know that sounds awful, but they had to leave a hole in her skull because of pressure, etc., which they can now cover over. And they fastballed him an emergency surgery appointment for Saturday. I say him, obviously his wife's the one going in for surgery. So they weren't going to say no, because no one wants to walk around with a hole in their head. So Eddie now, who was also scheduled to be in next week on stream, is going to be out for a week because his missus is in for surgery. But I'm sure we can all understand why. So it'd just be Joe. Hey, it's Doctor. I want to make sure you're fit and well. It's not happening. Cass, it's not happening. Finecast is like going on a date and discovering the other side is a pig-shaped fleshlight. It'll get the job done, but it won't leave you feeling good. Thanks, call ahead. Amazing. Martin, Waller, how's it going, dude? Plastic, new Forge 1 resin, metal, normal resin, original Finecast. Yeah, in that order, right? New Forge 1 resin is actually okay. It is okay. I don't know if I'm going to last an hour enough, chat, I'll be honest with you. Big love to Eddie and Mrs. Yeah, I'll pass it on, don't worry. I've offered, I mean, I can't do anything because I'm sick. So one of the reasons when I was starting to get sick on Tuesday, I cancelled the game so quickly, is because Eddie was supposed to be coming, and if I was going sick on Tuesday and he got sick. So if you watch the stream on Tuesday, I didn't probably sound all that bad, but I was like, if I am sick and Eddie gets it and takes it home, and his missus gets sick, they won't do the surgery. So I was like, mate, stay away. Just in case, stay away. It's not worth it. Like, health, this isn't to me saying this, health comes first. Curtis, thank you for the 5. Mordy and Glory, right? I used to watch him great lad. No, not Mordy and Glory. Mordy and John was the guy who, not Mordy and Glory, was the guy I used to play with. They're two different people. Abel, thank you for the 5. Finecast held detail better than metal, but metal was much more forgiving. Bad metal was bad too, let's not forget. I mean, it was, yeah. I don't know about the bigger stuff, like Titan's. Hang on. Oh, start.
I don't want to buy Finecast because I know I'd break it. If I can break a FW Mini with relative ease, Finecast wouldn't stand a chance. I'd love new Fulgrim, but not if I'm going to end up breaking it.
Yeah, that spear, I mean, the model is beautiful. Let's give them credit where credit's due, but I'm so concerned about that spear. So concerned about that spear. I tell you what, interesting. Talking about breakage as well, interesting. Do any of you have? I'm hoping. I assume most of you guys are on Instagram. You need to check out a recent post by Mini Wargaming Dave. Okay, so there's a Kickstarter starting soon for Ravage Star, the board game. He's launching his own game, right? And I've said to him, "Hey, I'm interested. You know, let's have a look." But he has a model that looks similar-ish, I guess, to a Chaos Tech Priest, what they call Warpsmith, right? Look at how he treats that model. I wonder if I can get it up on stream, because this honestly, this is fascinating to me. I wonder if I can show this off. Allow all cookies. Continue as me. Oh, I don't want fucking security codes. What app do I have to enter a 6-digit login code by an authentication app? Authenticator. That one? That's Google. That's not that one. Nope. Luckily, there's only one authenticator app, right? Oh no, there's another one here. What's this one? Hey, what? This could take us a while. Apparently, it's not working because I have to log in again. And it needs me to put 17,000 codes in chat just to get this to work. Done. Submit. Yes. Select one of the following methods to verify your account. Receive SMS message. Input code. You don't have any accounts. Yes, I do. Insta. Enter backup passwords. Hey? Do I have a backup password? Unlock accounts. Forgot password. Oh my god. Big love to Mrs. Eddie. Thanks, Lehman Russ. Thank you so much. If you lose access to your device's your Authy app or the Authy account. Oh my god. Oh, I can't be bothered, honestly. Do I need to log in? Can I just look? If you're able to use login code from an authenticator, you can get one by text message. Yes. Yes. We're making it work, chat. We're making it work. We're making it work. Did you recover the DCDV content low to YouTube? No. I decided to let it die, Mr. The Aston Jones, if I'm honest with you. Not now. Save info. Turn, not now. I don't want notifications. Right, mini wargaming. Okay. Search. Mini wargaming Dave. No, is it actually for mini wargaming? This is fun, isn't it, for you watching this? Mini wargaming Dave. Is this the one? Is this what I'm looking for? Yeah, okay, cool. Right, so F11. Right, I'm going to share this with you now, okay? Dr. Cass, Eddie, big love. We've got your back, man. Thank you so much. You're a hero. Dr. Cass or Cass Model, Cass live stream bat report. No, none of those things are ever happening. To be honest with you. Right, okay, cool. Right, I've caught up. Okay, so here's the other thing, right? In a world where multi-billion-pound Games Workshop continues to sell Finecast, small-time mini wargaming Dave, I say small-timing, I mean, he's big in the worlds of 40k YouTubing, but small-time in the world of general YouTubing, has produced this. Okay. This is interesting. Okay, so you need to look at this. This is Mini Wargaming Dave's individual Instagram account, if you haven't seen it before. This is the new Ravage Star project and the new Mini from his Ravage Star project, right? There's a load of new stuff from Ravage Star coming out from him, so keep an eye on it. Watch what he does with this. I don't have the audio on. But watch what he does with it. Look, if you look at it, it's pretty detailed for a miniature, right? I don't know how much of that it can take, but is this just me? Like, what? Now, I don't know if that's just me that thinks that. So, Star, when you're talking about I would break my resin models, I would break ForgeWorld, I'd break resin, I'd break Finecast. Mini Wargaming Dave's producing a plastic model that you can bend and it bends back into shape. I mean, what? How's that even possible? Easy, that's not resin. No, it's not resin. That's my point, though. So if he's producing... That's my point, though, Escape. If he's producing plastic-based models that can bend back into shape and have the amount of detail that that model has on it, what's GW's excuse? It's interesting, isn't it? And this is where I honestly think 40k will survive, and I don't think that the company's going to die, and I don't think that the company's in trouble, and blah, 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 all that doom saying. And I think one of the biggest things is because the 40k lore is so amazing, and, you know, etc. But, maybe GW to a point have rested on their laurels too long with things like Finecast, or even still selling metal miniatures, or ForgeWorld resin. And you see what other people are producing now, and what people are printing in their own homes. You know? It's interesting. Imagine needing a hairdryer to build your models. It's PVA plastic. There have been many dog shit releases with stuff like that. Has there? I have no idea. I just saw the model, looked like it had beautiful detail, and then saw him quality check it like this morning and was like, oh my God. You probably don't want to bend and abuse it, post-painted model, that would be dumb. Well, it'll crack the paint, right, obviously. I can make similar 3D resin mixing normal resin with flexible resin. Usually that process has been really expensive to set up, thus used for really big toy runs. Must be affordable now. Interesting. Interesting. Maybe GW can't spell bouncy rubber models. We should have polled it, shouldn't we? Let's do a poll. Oh my God, YouTube. There you go, polled it. Anyway, chat. Oh, there's a new medal. Dr. Cass gifted another medal. I'm a member as well. Thank you, Dr. Cass. Why am I calling you Dr. Cass? I shouldn't call you Dr. Cass at all. That means we're on 28 out of the 200. Maybe if I set the target too high tonight, chat, tell me if I set it too high. Do I need to drop it to 100 and just not have tomorrow off? All the shit about CMON board games and their early stuff was terrible, but got better. Okay, interesting. I mean, I don't... The thing is, right, for the longest time, I have very tunnel vision. I tried for a while to delve into other gaming systems. I tried for a while to start delving into other gaming systems, and I played around with other systems, and I bought some of the boxes. So here's what I bought, right? To be clear, these aren't small companies comparatively with someone like Medieval Gaming, but this is what I bought. So I bought a Bolt Action starter set. I bought a BattleTech starter set. I bought a Star Wars Legion starter set, and something else. I can't remember what it was. Something else. It's like Battlefleet Gothic, but not Battlefleet Gothic. What was it called? It was spaceships, and the company went under. Firestorm Armada. That's what it was I bought. There we go. So I tried to delve... In the early days of the channel, I tried to delve into different systems, and I tried to diversify the content a little bit more, or I thought about diversifying the content a little bit more. And I wanted to get into Bolt Action because I absolutely adore World War II history. Okay. I wanted to get into Star Wars Legion because Star Wars is a giant franchise, right? So it makes sense that that could have an audience. BattleTech, a friend of mine was playing, and it's big stompy robots apparently, so it's cool. And then Firestorm Armada, spaceship battles in space. That was, you know, what don't you want about? I would love, honestly, for Battlefleet Gothic to come back. I would really like for Battlefleet Gothic to come back. So that's what I tried, and I typically didn't really have a very good model-based experience with any of them at all, if I'm honest with you. In my own personal opinion, and this is my personal opinion, all of the models for all of the games I've just mentioned are pretty dog shit. They're pretty dog shit. The Firestorm Armada was okay, but there wasn't a ton of detail because they're just giant spaceships that go right down to tiny, right? The Legion was slightly better. Legion was okay, but they weren't great. I didn't love them. Bolt Action's they're just awful models. The older stuff specifically. Loads of big chunks of metal. It's just not clean, not tidy. And then and BattleTech just don't look like scary robots. Again, I don't like them at all. I hate them. They're just not nice models. Now, I'm aware, as I sit here with 10 Rangers, 10 Banshees, 10 Dire Avengers, 2 Warlocks, Malgan Ra, and Avatar of Cain, you know, what's 10 Dark Reapers, I have all these plastic miniatures in front of me. I am, in fact, aware that I've been spoilt by these miniatures comparatively with other companies, but they just were terrible. So I spent a long time like this, not looking. And I know that the internet's response to bad miniatures or GW costing too much and it was tedious. It got boring. That every time you saw a comment, you saw 3D printer goes burr. Yeah, I'm sure it does. Fuck off. it got boring. But what it meant was that I just didn't focus on. I didn't pay any attention to it at all. And so I kind of have been ignorant, very ignorant, in fact, to what's been going on out there with what other companies are doing with models and the progress that they're making and the changes that they're making and the improvements that they're making and the developments and advancements that's happening. And so when I saw Dave's little clip on Instagram today, I was a bit like, that's a thing that you can do now? That's interesting. Very interesting. In fact, in the studio right now, the new one, in boxes, I currently have a brand new 8K 3D printer from a company called Creality and a curing station to go with it that they've sent to us to review. And I said to them, I will review it. I promise you I'll review it. But I'm going to make that review video whilst I am in the studio and I'm set up and going. So I'm going to do that review video in there rather than trying to cram it into the garage right now. So they're going to wait for it. And the reason why it's still in boxes is because I want to know, genuinely, I'm a resin printing amateur. I've never printed a resin model in my whole life. I don't own a resin printer right now, apart from that one that's currently in the box in the studio. So what I'd like to know is how easy is it going to be for a person like me to get set up with a printer and start printing models that are in a reasonable quality? How easy is that going to be for me? Because I'm led to believe that on the whole, the barrier to entry for this stuff is actually quite low. And if that is in fact the case, that's also quite a frightening concept. And if I've seen some of the stuff that people are printing. Mikey's done a ton of content at Hellstorm about printing stuff, 3D printing stuff. But he's not the only one. Other people have been printing stuff. There's, like I said, you've got Artel Miniatures and stuff, companies like that out there that have been printing for a while. What's the company that Joe's used for all the heads for all of his Astra Militarum? I forget, but there's a company that he's been using. So 3D printing has been going for a while, and I think that getting it set up and printing a model is going to be quite easy. Now, is it going to be to the quality of a Games Workshop plastic sculpt? 100% no, it's not going to be. Is it going to beat FINECAST? I reckon it will piss all over it. And I think that GW should have already stopped selling FINECAST. That's my opinion. But, you know, tell me what you think. Also, chat, I don't know whether you're just not interested tonight or whether you just desperately want me to come back tomorrow night and stream, but this isn't going well, is it, right now? It's a learning curve for newbies, but it's not difficult. Well, there's a ton of people out there as well who have said, I'll help you. I'll help you learn. I think 3D printing is a much bigger challenge for companies other than Games Workshop. Okay. I'm reminded of Kyrios experiences. It's by no means as reliable and straightforward as the anti-jitter reviews would have you think, but usable for sure. Yeah, I'm sure, Kaz. I don't think it's going to be... I don't think I'm going to be up and running in a day and printing the most glorious stuff every single time. Not too hard, but get ready for lots of tinkering. I think it's a string to our bow though to be able to produce stuff. Like I like the idea of producing Great Hall logo shoulder pads as well, things like that. For example, I like the idea of producing those and being able to sell them in our web store. You know, I like the idea. One of the things I like the idea most about one of the things I like the most about 3D printing for us as a channel, terrain. I'm excited about adding loads of terrain. You can pack it in. Thank you for the 10 gifted star. Thank you for the 1 Mr. the Tim. You people are beautiful people sometimes, honestly. I'd really like a long weekend, chat. I'm dying right now. Some of the 3D printed bases. Oh, bases is another great use as well. That Dave says that membership goal looks like Liam's wellness meter. Thanks, mate. Test model Solutions D&D campaign. I was actually using Midjourney, which I don't know if you know what Midjourney is. Midjourney is an AI bot thing that creates images. I was using Midjourney yesterday to try and generate D&D maps for Loose. It's quite good. I think it's good for terrain. That'd be cool. Okay, hands up anyone in chat who is a Games Workshop plastic whore. And what I mean by that is you will only buy GW plastics for your army. Is anyone else like that out there? There's 190 people in chat. I want to know if all of you gift a membership, by the way, chat, we hit the target. I'm just saying. Or if you haven't got a membership, just become a member. we hit the target. And I'll consider having tomorrow night off if I'm still feeling terribly shit. Holy shit, Liam looks terrible. Thanks, Dave. Stu, thank you for the 5 gifts. See, Stu's done 5. He let 4 of you off, right? How many of you out there are GW plastic whores nowadays? Because I'm in a place where I'm even looking at Artel prints for spiders, and I'm going, you know what? I just won't use warp spiders. I just won't use sweeping hawks. I'll just wait till they come out in plastic eventually. So I personally am like, if it's not plastic, I don't want to buy it. Me, I am. Okay, so it's not just me then. Interesting. Stu, thank you so much for the 5, man, by the way. What a hero. Big dick players. Star with a 10. Love you. Love you, Star. Me. I am that person. Only GW, which I know is stupid. And if I want to paint it to the highest quality. Excuse me. After buying a FINECAST model, I am. Interesting. And practically GW plastic exclusive. Well, that's me too, man. That's basically where I've got to recently. Simply Brazen says thumbs down. I'm getting there. GW plastic is top notch. It is top notch. It is amazing. Me, because 3D printer goes Skynet. I'm an absolute corporate shield as Waller. You and me both, brother. Hey, Eddie. How's it going? Bought Artel for my orcs, broke fast. Oh, did it? Interesting. But the base is always GW plastic. GW mainly, but I've bought third-party minis when they strike my fancy. The only thing I ever got that wasn't GW were 3D printed Mark III Sons of Horror shoulder pads when Forge Roll stopped selling. I think that's okay. I bought upgrade kits, etc. that 3D printed is such a pain. I don't like FINECAST. It's not my favourite cast, and it's not my. It's not fact not fine. It's not fine, Jakey. How you doing, man? I caught some of your stream last night. Your 3-year celebration. It's not my favourite cast. What's your favourite cast? Jake, is it a couch? Is it a casting couch? Star Wars Shatterpoint and pretty good compared to GW. Star Wars Shatterpoint models are okay. Although the lightsabers, Simon, terrify me. Terrify me. I think 3D printers are good for alternative bits. And oh, by the way, Eddie, Brommer hasn't paid forward his membership yet. Can you give him shit in the group chat, please? He's not done his job. Fraser, thank you for the gifted. You're a hero. 45. We're nearly 25% of the way there, chat. So I can have tomorrow night off. Eddie, do you think I should have tomorrow night off? Eddie, do voices for each Primarch? He will. Don't worry. I care not from where the plastic flows. There are so many 3D options to mix and match and add theme stuff to your armies, but I do still love the GW Plastics. GW Plastics is just the best. Can anyone in chat honestly tell me of a company that makes better models than Games Workshop Plastics out there? Genuinely, seriously, not because you fucking hate Games Workshop, because you actually think they're a better quality than what they currently produce as a plastic model. JK, thank you for the 5. I went eBay and got the old metal spiders, dragons and scorpions and hawks. FINECAST can go fuck itself, 100%. Plummy Plum, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. We are now at 25%, chat. I believe in you. I believe in you, chat. I believe in you. Alex, thank you for the 5. Artel W are pretty fantastic in my experience. The models are way better looking in person on the site. Great proxies. I looked at them for scorpions and not scorpions, for sweeping hawks and warp spiders, because I just can't buy the FINECAST stuff. I can't do it. I kept my Dire Avengers. Where's my Exarch? My Dire Avengers are Eldar Guardian bodies with Dire Avenger heads. And then this is the Exarch. So he's got the Dire Avenger Tabar, the Dire Avenger backpack. But the rest of it's all, and the Dire Avenger head. All of my Dire Avengers, all of them, are Guardians with Dire Avenger heads. And they're not even FINECAST. Dire Avengers are plastic. They're just old plastics that I also hate. So I even kit bashed all my Dire Avengers. Because I want my army to look really fucking pretty. And I don't think my army can look really pretty. And I've been using the Eldar army the channel bought recently. And I've been using... fucking hell. I've been using the GW FINECAST stuff because Liam, who we bought the army off, had them painted. And I don't think there's a single Dark Reaper that's shooting in a straight line. I don't think they exist. Bandai Gundams are the only models that were put in a tier with GW. Interesting. I've never owned, seen, been near one. So exact opposite to all GW models. Bandai Tamiya doesn't make better. Most of Tamiya stuff is older. Good sculpts, but the outrageous prices, non-consumer friendly business practices, terrible rule balance is taking me out 40k and buying models for the now. It's a shame to hear, Sadis. Honestly, 72. I get it. Honestly, I get it, but it is a shame to hear. I think even with all those things, the community will always keep me pulled in anyway, personally, if I'm honest. Someone at Factorum Bring and Buy keeps bringing along a big box of brand new metal S-Pack Warriors and he doesn't want much for them. Ed, tell me. Metal I'd be tempted by. Although I'd have to fucking varnish the shit out of them. Simon Reese, thank you so much for becoming a Jarl tier member. The Jarl tier giveaway is currently up and running, chat, and is live until Tuesday at 8 PM. Did they not release new plastic Reapers? Yeah, there is new plastic Reapers, yeah. Thank you so much for becoming a Jarl tier member, Sam. You're a legend. You are a legend. And you too can be a Jarl tier member and get yourself access to the Jarl's only giveaway, which is a combat patrol box of your choice, should you be the winner. I've switched over to AOS for a few weeks at the moment. AOS has got a beautiful model range, to be fair. The new city stuff gave me a nerd boner. The detail capture on GW plastic is amazing, but also now the design engineering is super well thought out.
Mate, you look like shit. Here is 10 quid. Just finishing off my Space Wolves Gladiator Lancer.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like shit. If we hadn't have just dropped the money that we've dropped on the studio, that has wiped out all of my business and personal savings, I wouldn't be sat here. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm sat here because we did do that. That was a thing that we did. It's going to be worth it, chat. Honestly, it's going to be so worth it. But that is a thing we did. And now I can't miss a stream. Oh. I found an old metal Banshee Exarch. Looking forward to that. What are y'all talking about? Exactly. The thing is, right, I would want... Okay. I think I'd be a person who would want all of the old metal aspects. Ed, if you ever get to know who that person is, by the way, let me know. Especially if they're unpainted. And I'll have them all. Because I would be a person, honestly, as an Eldar fanboy for many years, I think I would want all of the aspects in old metal. And I would probably get them all painted up. And then not use them. Just have them as part of my collection. But the stuff that I take to the tabletop, plastics. Plastics, especially if they're plastics I can replace if they break. Daniel Ganger? How do I say it, Daniel? Welcome to the channel as a Yartail member. What are y'all talking about? Another one. I'm not trapped in it with you, you're trapped in it with me. I've started looking into AOS and have an old ogre army I put on round bases to make them fit movement trays better. The only miss for Games Workshop recently was the Dark Reaper heads. I don't mind the Dark Reaper heads, to be honest with you, Simon. I quite like them. I'm actually a fan of them. I'm gonna go that far. Joseph upgraded to Jarl tier member as well. Look at this now. Everyone can upgrade. I'm hoping Joe is getting lots of models painted with not having any game streams. He's been working on Dark Angel stuff. But he also, to be fair, Joe has been pretty stacked lately. Although, chat, I have said to him that our sub growth has picked up a little bit lately. So at this moment in speaking, we are 27,246 subs. So I'm thinking about, I'm not promising. Night Talk, thanks for joining us, man. I'm thinking about doing 30k for 30k. What I mean by that is, when we get to 30,000 subs, Joe and I will play a game of 30k. So I messaged him today and be like, how long will it take you to paint up to 30k armies? How long would it take? Because at like 1,500 points or 1,000 points. And then him and I can learn 30k on the channel. Not that it will necessarily replace, in fact, it won't replace any of the 40k streams. But that could be a thing we could do. 30k for 30k. Cass, thank you for the gifted. You're a legend. Although, oddly, the tracker has picked up the 3 upgrades. But I'm confused. 52, 53. So that should be 54 now, shouldn't it? Thank you so much, Cass, for the gifted. You're a legend. You don't bring the numbers, that you don't lie to me. The last one was a disaster. First day of 1 month of paid gardening leave, living the dream, says John F. What a legend. That sounds amazing. Rub it in though, eh? Rub it in. Ew, the placky, dark Reaper heads make them look like Teletubbies. No, they're good. I like the head. Shut up. I just sold 20 Pewter Warp Spies the Exarch, 10 Pewter Fire Dragons the Exarch, 20 Reapers and 2 Exarchs. I just found my 30 Strikers Goblins. How could you? 30k means 30-point game of 40k, clearly. 30k, so you want to bankrupt yourself again. Chat, look. What we do, or what I do to try and bring you the best content, honestly, it's crippling sometimes. But I think that there are some things we could add to the channel. Here's the thing, right? I've been doing some. Also, I sit here feeling sorry for myself. I've been sitting here doing some research into things like YouTube algorithms and stuff. It looks like it could be argued that putting bolt action on the channel, directly on the channel, would be a bad move. Because it's too different to what we currently cover, that our audience might have a significantly lower interest. And the problem is, so if we added a bolt action game and we added Star Wars Shatterpoint and we added Battletech all to the channel, right? And we added those 3 games, and none of those did very well because you guys are all 40k fans. There is a strong possibility that what that happens to do to the channel's algorithm is it makes YouTube go, the current content that he's putting out, no one likes it, so he's not doing very well. We're going to stop putting him in the suggested feed and all that kind of stuff, right? So we have to be careful. So those sorts of things might have to go onto another channel that will be associated. It'll be the same team, same people, but it won't be the 40k channel. There are things, however, I think that could potentially come onto the channel and not do it harm. For example, for 30k, the rule set is so similar to 40k that it could be something we could do. Age of Sigmar also could be something we could do. So there is a possibility that a couple of the 40k, not a couple of the 40k, a couple of the Games Workshop systems at least could go on the main channel in the future. So we'll see. Focus on having 2k of every faction before branching out. For anything other than heresy at the moment, yeah, I think you're probably right. It's one of the things we've got to do. Content dilution equals bad, yeah, it does. Lehman Russ, thank you for the 5. Did you and Joe want to meet me at Factorum and I'll teach you and Joe how to play Horus Heresy? Possibly. We could also do, however, a cool series of Joe and I learning Heresy that people might want to watch. Voodon, thank you for the gifted membership. You are a legend. Dave B, thank you for the whatever that is. Shocked face? Swirly eyes? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Yeah? 55 members. Can we get to 100 before the end of the night, chat? If one of you out of the 185 just gifts 45. I'm joking, don't do that. No one do that. I'd not really watch any other game, to be honest, Liam. Yeah, I think some people are like that. So that's why Titans are using Twitch more. Oh, I get it, yeah, because that content doesn't work on YouTube. It hurts the algorithm. So that's why their Marvel Crisis Protocol is now on Twitch, not on YouTube anymore. Not fussed about 30k. Bolt action, yes. See, it's interesting, isn't it? It's hard because we know that all nearly 200 people that are watching are into 40k. So we know if we talk about 40k, we do 40k based content, you guys are probably going to enjoy it on the whole. So I think that sticking with 40k is a safe bet. There's a gamble. If you... Hang on.
Yes, 1,000 times yes. 30k for 30k would be so fun. And if you can't put the word out, you're gonna do nothing but make angry American noises until we do get 30k on the channel.
Thank you so much, Star, for the 10. And Alex, thank you for the gifted. You're a legend. Oh my lord. Oh my god. What was I going to say? I was saying something then as well. Yeah, so we can put 40k content out, and it's almost guaranteed that you guys are probably going to like it. we can diversify into AOS or 30k or something. And what there is the possibility is that when we go into those particular gaming systems, we words are hard. Appeal to a new audience, the channel grows, all that kind of stuff. Alternatively, what we also do is murder the channel's algorithm, right? And then we do worse overall. Doctor recommends that you take time to love yourself more than Eddie. Take time off, and I recommend a visit to the dentist to pass time. Why would I? No. Why would you go to the dentist with a cold as well, Gas? Which faction would you have as a studio army? For what? For what game? What about a D&D game modified for 40k? There's a 40k D&D rule system. I would say just let Mr. Toilet Dice himself bankroll a 30k stream. I mean, he already kind of does. No, he does too much already. Hey, SM Bat Reports, how's it going? You're sounding a little better today. Good stuff. I'm not. I'm much worse today, Alex, honestly. Much worse. This was a lemon sip that I was literally drinking at the start of stream just to get through this hour and a half, to be honest with you. I've got another half an hour to go. Unbelievable. Be right back. I will thermo chack on a grey name. What does he mean by that? Cuss been drinking today. Has he been? I think he's been drinking. A good bolt action report would be good. My son loves World War II, but anything I have found on YouTube hasn't been close to your professionalism. I'm not sure that words have been used before for the channel, Simon, to be honest with you. Professionalism. I like it. I don't think we typically get to refer to as that. I think if we did bolt action on the channel, Joe would cream himself, to be honest with you. But it might have to be it might have to be a different channel, just because I like to protect my algorithm. The channel's back on the growth for subs and stuff like that. The channel's growing. Like I said, we hit 27k over the weekend. We're already nearly at 27,300. We're back on that growth track again, which is good. Dr. Cass, thank you for the gifted. 57. It's a slow grow tonight, chat, innit? It's a slow grow. I tell you what we'll do. Do we bring out the £100 gift voucher for the 200 members? Drop Dead Dave, thank you for the 10. Do we do that, chat? It's been a long time since I've done the £100 voucher. It used to be for 100 members. Deathwatch RPG is fantastic. You are a space marine. That sounds good. Drop Dead Dave, thank you for the 10 gifted. Maybe we bring out the £100 voucher for 200 members. Well, a studio army for you guys like SM Plus have the Ashen Lancers. Oh, okay. I don't know. I think we're coming away from custom stuff. We're coming away from custom like chapters and legions. We're coming away from that stuff nowadays. We're going towards actually having lore accurate ones. I think I prefer lore accurate. Like when I got rid of my Eldar, there was a number of reasons. I was so angry. This really fucking annoyed me, by the way. I was so angry. I got rid of my Eldar for a couple of reasons. First of all, the army was battered. It was chipped and broken, and bits were snapped, and paint had worn off, and all that kind of stuff, right? And so it was battered. And I looked at it, I was like, the repair job just isn't worth it. GW had also said,
I sold all my pewter stuff for both WHFB and 40k from the 90s cause they were still in blisters. Never used them. They went to better homes. I just got of the hospital. Pneumonia.
Oh my God.
First time in 55 years.
Just getting out of the hospital, Carlos. I'm glad you're okay, man. I'm glad you're better. The funny thing is about those, I say funny thing, depending on your sense of humour, those metal things in blisters will probably go for an absolute fortune now as well, which is unbelievable. But yeah, I'm glad you're feeling better, man. I'm glad you're out of the hospital. It was bad. I looked at it, I was like, how long will it take me to repair all this stuff, get it back to scratch? Because Eldar Simhan have always been by far my favourite. And I was like, it's not worth it. GW had also released a ton of new stuff. There was new Guardians coming out, the new Avatar, and I was like, hey, this is a time for an Eldar refresh. The other reason why I got rid of it is because Simhan's Craft Forward Tribute and the way that GW used to allow people to build lists in the whole of 8th edition and most of 9th edition meant that my faction just kind of didn't really work. Excuse me. So I got rid of it. I sold it off. As soon as I sold it off, they then brought out the detachment we had at the end of 9th edition, which was kind of like take what you fucking want detachment. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. And now in 10th, doesn't matter what colour you are, because we're not locking detachment rules to particular fucking craft worlds or chapters. But we are now going to build this back up as Simhan because they are my favourite. So I don't have to come up with a custom craft world. And I actually prefer the idea of it being relatable to an existing craft world. Honestly. I'm going to go bankrupt if you do. No, stop it. But we will now. If we hit 200 members, I'll do a random in-stream giveaway of a £100 voucher. Now what we'll do is if you're in the UK or potentially the EU, you'll get it from Element Games. So it'll be an independent retailer. If you're in anywhere else in the world, like the US, what I'll do is I'll log into Games Workshop in your country of choice. So if you're in the US, I'll log into Games Workshop, change to US, convert £100 into your currency, and buy that voucher. Is there a way to Discord voice chat RPG game? I don't know. It's taken me since before stream started to realise why it wouldn't post. What wouldn't post, Kev? That would still be hot metal now. I can't remember if it was after we started 40k or before we. I assume because where you was based now. I'm trying to catch up on what you wouldn't post. The friend who introduced me to 40k now started to part. Told me he used to go down to Nottingham and they would cast minis on demand. That's amazing. Tim Chaser, thank you for the gifted. You are a legend and we love you. Up to 60 of the 8 finest members. But yeah, we'll do that. So we'll do that now. We'll have that giveaway on. Just as a little, I'm just going to dangle a little carrot for the last 23 minutes. To see if we can get to a point where I can give you a voucher for 200 members. Because that voucher is worth it for me having the night off as well, to be honest. Oh my lord. Dark Heresy, you play a member of the Inquisitor's retinue. What's this? Is this the D&D crossover? D&D, like Warhammer rules. Is that a thing? Lucy started learning D&D with the boys. I've never actually played D&D. Shocking revelation. Never actually played D&D. What would you guys want to see on their channel, though, in seriousness? Or is it all stuff that should go on a separate channel, like the Great Halls Annex? That's the channel name. I also keep thinking about changing the channel name, chat. And Luce keeps telling me off. Because I'm like, I'm going to change it from Liam Dempsey to the Great Hall. That's the channel name. And she keeps telling me off. She keeps saying, no, you should have your name on it. I'm like, well, no, but, you know, we've had this conversation. I like the idea of people being part of the Great Hall instead. Oh, I didn't have my shirt guy get back to me today either. That's what happens when I think out loud, chat, by the way. Nope, he hasn't got back to me. How very rude. How very rude. Oh, you're all talking about yourself now. Titanicus. Oh, I love the idea of Titanicus. More of Chris and Paddy. You're not going to see much more of Chris, I'm afraid, Christopher. Paddy, however, you'll see plenty of Paddy. Do it. Do what, Eddie? I would love to see you do AOS. Okay. Age of Sigmar with some baller painted Cities of Sigmar army. He says, well, are you offering, Martin? You know I'll have you down once I've got some AOS stuff. I know what the fuck I'm doing with it. I would love. I think you would love playing one of the 40k paper-based RPGs. I wouldn't be surprised if there was an expansion to play as an Eldar. I'm sure there probably is. Change his channel name. #unsub. Tim, you'd miss us too much. Dempsey plays. No, I don't like that kind of name. The doctor won't explain thermo check. Google it. What you want? Cass, honestly, sometimes, Cass, I think you start drinking at the start of stream. A chap plays Control Joe at work. I'd love to just fucking strap a GoPro to his head, honestly. What's happened to Chris? Nothing's happened to him. Chris he went to LGT not too long ago, and Chris, once gone to LGT, was like, I'm really into competitive 40k right now. And so we had a conversation. because we've been on the channel talking to each other, talking in the group, and I've been encouraging people to come away from playing competitively, from optimizing lists, from making the most broken combos all over the place. Because I think that YouTube... Here's a theory. I think that YouTube has become literally awash with people that are just trying to put together the most competitive list, the most broken combination, the most this, like the most optimized. Here's the best build. Here's tactically the best build. And I think that that's become super prevalent on YouTube. And here's how I broke Desolation Marines, and here's how good this can be. And you know, so and I don't. That's not my 40k. That's not the game that I played for years. Is how do I super? The game I played for years was. Banshees are fucking cool. I'm gonna get some Banshees. I've got some Banshees now. What do they do on the tabletop? Not, here's the book. What's good? I'm buying that. What's bad? I'm not interested. So I'm trying to go back to my kind of roots of 40k. What looks fucking sick? What's a cool unit? What's cool stuff that I like? And then that's the stuff that I'm gonna be putting on the tabletop. Okay. So I was talking to the team and we were encouraging people to come away from super competitive. So I had a conversation with Chris, who, after going to LGT, realised that he wants to really focus on his competitiveness. Now, you have to realise that Chris would drive over an hour and a half to come and do a stream, finish at 11 o'clock and drive over an hour and a half home, and then get up for work the next morning because he's a volunteer, which I was always grateful for, and he was amazing. We did help him out with models and stuff like that. I tried to help him out with his hobby and stuff to try and kind of offset that, and so he didn't really have to pay for some of his hobby at least. But he was like, look, I really want to focus on competitive. I was like, that's cool. We're not going to be playing much competitive. And he's like, well, I could drive an hour and a half to play a non-competitive game of 40k, which I'm not really interested in, or I can drive 10 minutes, play a competitive game to get some practice in, and go home in time for dinner. I'm like, then you should do the latter. So we had that chat, and Chris has decided, he said to me, if you are in dire straits, if you really need someone to come and stream, I'll come and hang out and I'll come and stream. So I don't think you will never see him again. But in terms of a regular member of the team, he left the group chat. He's not part of he's not part of the team. He's still a friend of all of ours. We still talk to him. He's still an incredible human, and I love him dearly. But he's not part of the team anymore, if that makes sense. The team specifically now is me, Joe, Eddie, Brom, and Paddy. Obviously, Luce's B team, and that's important as well. Luce's B team is important as well because tomorrow night's 40k After Dark stream is going to be. If you could give any one of the team a nickname, what would it be? And I don't want to hear it tonight, chat. That's for tomorrow's stream. Because at the moment, we're not going to hit that target. So that's tomorrow's topic. Okay. Brew Rooster Paul, thank you for the gifted membership. Tim, I think I already thanked you, but thank you for the gifted membership. And then Mr. the John McCardle with the 20 bomb. Thank you so much, man. You're a legend. 20 is huge. Thank you so much, mate. What a hero. We're trying to. I said to chat, John, if we get to 200, I'm going to give away a £100 voucher to someone. Right. Next video, I broke Warhammer 40,000 narrative. Here's how to win. top title then, Star, 100%. Yeah, top title. Every now and then I'll make a competitive list to limit test myself to one dude in my LGS who only plays competitive, but most of the time I make lists that I think are just cool. I'm all for it. I still think that we play the more commonly kind of accepted version or the normal version of 40k. Does that make sense? I still think that we play more akin to what the everyman plays. And so now we're moving more into that. We're leaning hard into that aspect of 40k. Fun hammer, garage hammer, beer hammer. Beer and pretzels, that kind of stuff. Awful Gamer TJ, you fucking beautiful human being. Recently became a Thane and is now hanging out in the Only Thanes WhatsApp chat with all the other big dicks. And now drops a 10 bomb. Thank you so much, Awful Gamer TJ. You are a fucking legend. You people make me a happy human. It's family and Chris is a part of that. I hope to see him in the future. Oh yeah, you will, 100%. You will see Chris again in the future. I have no doubt at all. But it won't be as regular as before. Now, if we have team get-togethers and team meetups, I might invite him every now and again, but normally it's going to be those people that I talked about. It'll be Eddie, it'll be Joe, it'll be Paddy, it'll be Brom. All right? John, for fuck's sake. Right. That's enough from you. These guys have to earn that voucher, right? I just shout at the win at all cost players until they don't want to play me anymore. That's amazing. Chat. If you get up and running on AOS, I'll happily bring my cities to see for a game and hang out. We've got maybe 3 or 4 armies, Martin, that are in the queue to be painted to get on the channel. So happy to have you, my friend. Even if it's not on camera, happy to have you always. I miss you, actually. That's why I was messaging you recently about going to another gig at some point soon. Anyway, Chapter Master Ballsack, my favourite YouTube name ever. Thank you so much for the 50 gifted, but you can fucking pack it in now. That's enough, right? But thank you so much, man, for the 50 gifted. What a legend. What a hero. The scrotiest of all time. Only reason I watch 40k back raps is because I want to absorb some rules and watch people enjoying a game. There have been multiple channels that have switched to doing multiple systems and gotten burned. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right, as well. And I say this 100% genuinely. 2 40k talking head streams a week, 2 40k games a week. That won't ever change. That is our core. That will never stop, right? We will always be doing 2 talking head streams for 40k, 2 game streams for 40k. Every week. Who was it who said that? Was it Brew Rooster? Yeah, Brew Rooster. That will never change, okay? So do not panic. That will always remain the same. If we were to add Age of Sigmar, or we were to add Horus Heresy, it would either be to another channel, or it would be on top of what we're already doing, not in replacement of. Sensible reason from Liam, or Chris was forced out by Joe's jealousy, thinking his job and one true love Eddie would be taken from him. Let's go with that one, Garthy. Let's spin that narrative instead. We can do that. I like competitive beer hammer. Yeah, so, and the guy, you know, the guys have competitive streaks, right? They just do. The guys have competitive streaks. Eddie is involved in a competitive community. Joe has won an RTT recently. Paddy likes going to events. And Brom, he tries hard, right? So, except this week. We're on about except this week. Oh, thanks, Kai. Yeah. Well, you know, I still bring in your 40k content, right? Even if I can't do the game. So the guys, Fridays aren't really 40k talking heads. What about? It's called 40k After Dark, Dean. So the guys do have a little bit of a competitive streak in them. So would we think about doing some kind of competitive league in the future on the channel? 100% we would. But that's more about telling the story of the players, like getting on at each other and the banter and you know, people really wanting to win. That's like Champion of Chaos vibes rather than like LVO vibes. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Dr. Cass, thank you for the 2. Update the Friday night of bar already. What? The Friday night of bar. Oh, the Friday night off bar. I have. It's updated. It's correct. Oh, no, this time. It's correct. It's already ready. Already done. There's no loose fat tonight as well, by the way, Chad. I don't know if you're hanging around for loose fat, but she's upstairs in bed. She's feeling shit. You know she's feeling shit because she doesn't come on stream. I feel Xenos armies are a last thought in the eyes of Games Workshop, with Space Marines coming first, followed by Chaos and Xenos last, and hence why there's no real old... Yeah, I didn't want to do that, Matt. I agree with you. I didn't want to have that whinge because I think overall I prefer Xenos factions to anything else. But but sometimes I think people are like, oh, the Xenos player is moaning again, right? Wild Eaters versus Black Legion Champion of Chaos. We could do it. I don't like... The thing is, right, Champion of Chaos was a me and Winters thing, and Champion of Chaos was a DZ thing. So I kind of don't really want to do the same thing again, which was, and essentially, if I'm honest with you as well, Champion of Chaos was 100% Winters' brainchild, and I wouldn't feel right doing it with someone else. If we can come up with something different that is similar, but not the same, I'd be into it. I'd be up for it, right? Honestly, I'd be up for it. But I don't want to copy the format, and I don't want to call it Champion of Chaos. I'd feel like that's wrong doing that because that was Winters' thing, you know. You get a pass, dude. We all get ill from time to time. Just funny when you said that. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, fair. I take it, Kai. I take it. But, you know, it would have been, I think, irresponsible for me to have people in here this week. And the other bonus as well, if I'm completely honest with you people, is in 10 minutes' time at 9 o'clock, I get to turn the stream off. and basically go to bed. And if Bron was here playing, I wouldn't be able to do that for another 3.5 hours minimum, right? An escalation game chat poll decides each unit, added each round. Fun. I love the Friday night rants the most. Thanks, Dean. Thank you. Remember the contest where Vikings have 3 shields each and duel? Yeah. Apply it to 40k. I hope playing a game with lag. My opponents take far too long to do anything. What lag? I like the escalation idea, Dave. We'll see. We've got chat plays back next week, hopefully. I don't mind letting Joe get sick next week because he hasn't got an event to go to for a weekend. So I think it's okay, right? It's fine. Champion of Chaos. I see what you did there, Ozzy. Legends of Ragnarok to be on channel theme. Ooh. Yes, to you beautiful humans. See, things like that. I like those kinds of things. Vying for Valhalla. I like that kind of stuff, you see. Poor Brom. I mean, yeah, we love him. Brom's amazing. Brom's incredible, actually, to be fair. Combat Patrol Tournament? Maybe. I want the Great Hall Mission Pack. Let Joe and Eddie loose on a stack of mission cards. Make up primaries and secondaries and even actual good gambits. Sell that shit. So, the thing is, we actually can't sell it, Brood Rooster Paul. Because the rule set would be based on Warhammer 40k, because it would be, we are not allowed to sell it. So if you guys ever watch some of Winters' old Apocalypse stuff, he produced, or someone produced for him, a PDF of his Apocalypse rules. And they had a rule where you could email him and he'd send it to you for free.
Run other systems as a seasonal offering rather than permanent features. Things that catch lightning, you could fold them into a more permanent offering.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout, Kai. Thank you for the 10 as well, by the way, man. That's not a bad shout. I like it. Dave, thank you for the 2. Hero of the Imperium and Xenon. I think this has been like Dave and Cass's fucking £2 chat night. What was I saying? So yeah, so the Apocalypse rules that we had, we just checked with GW, and they said, look, as long as you don't sell it, then it's fine. You can just give it out. So if you can give it out, if I was to write rule sets for people, we would give it out for free. Because that's how we get away with it. We don't need to monetize that shit. We could give it away for free. Tale of 4 gamers, but chaos only. The 4 warlords. We don't have Death Guard right now. How does one-page rules work then? It's not based off the 40k core rule system though, is it, Kai? I know it's based off the 40k models, but it's not based off the 40k rule system. I don't know. Maybe it shouldn't work. I'm not sure. So if we would need an Emperor's Children army, we would need... Oh, okay. We could do it in the future. We could do it. Right, you got 5 minutes, chat, to get anything in, because I need to go. My throat... Can you hear my throat starting to go? I'm going to have my... my well-used packet of Hall Soothers. Because my throat... It's so bad. It's a head cold, right? I feel like a head cold is a con as well, by the way. Do you not think a head cold's a bit of a con? Oh, he's got the sniffles. £2 chat night. Thanks, Cass. For the 2 as well. Oh, brilliant. If it's free, can I still throw money at you for it? I mean, anybody star is allowed to throw money at me. I'll even dance for you. I have Death Guard to lend to the channel. Oh, TJ, thank you. Toxic, thank you for the 5. What about a game where you have 2 members create lists for you to play and see who wins? Could find some fun, dumb combos. So that's a fantastic idea. And I'm going to say it's a fantastic idea because we've actually had this thought. Now, what we kind of don't have at the moment, if I'm honest with you, is the variety of stuff to give you good options. So, hear me out. What Brom and I have said we're going to do when we move into the new studio is we're going to itemize everything we have, and we're going to build a spreadsheet with all the units that we have painted, ready to go. Okay, so we're going to have a shared spreadsheet at some point that will have everything we have on it, And then what we're also doing at the moment is we're going to be frantically adding to some of the armies to give you more variety when you decide you want to make an army up for us as a member. Okay. And then what we'll probably put behind, I don't know, maybe Yaltir, I don't know, is that we'll select 2 people at random who will be able to pick 2 armies and write the lists for us, and we'll play the game out. Because I think it'd be fun. So you can try and be like super competitive with your list and build it as best as you can, or you can try and be like, how do I screw the other person over? But basically, you guys, it's like chat plays, but not chat plays. You guys get to have a pick of what we've got and watch the army be played out on the tabletop, which would be cool. I like that idea. That's cool. I love that. Hang on. Arnfred? Is that right? Thank you for the gifted. You're a legend. Jesus Christ. What I'm seeing from you people is a lot of people who would like to see kind of linked, pitched things almost. I have Terra Conquest, battle rules based on the 4 Chaos Gods. Victor gains a gift, themed the same way. Goal is to get all 4 gifts and gain the Mark of Chaos Ascendant. I'm sure Legal Eagle did a segment on D&D rules court case. You can't copyright game rule mechanics, so you can't stop third-party products based on rules. You just can't use the copyright names. Interesting. Great stream. Stay safely and take care. Well, thanks, Escapade. You're a hero. I'm off now. Go find the wife and son. They're walking home in the dark. Oh, fuck that. What if you had a budget of £100 each and film going out and buying the models, building, painting them, battling, then you could add them later? That's kind of cool. If I can get to an idea where if I can get to a point where I actually have time to paint relatively frequently, I like that idea. Yeah, that's cool. Arnfred, that's the name. Thanks, man. Thanks for the gifted. You put us on 150, 75% there. But 3 minutes to go. Not going to make it. Not going to get the night off. But thank you so much. You people are amazing. My shift is over, so I'm off to home. See you all tomorrow, lads. Toxtro, you're a hero. Tomorrow night, chat. What I want you to think about now. I don't want to see any suggestions in chat right now. What I want you to think about now, tomorrow night. We have 6 people on the channel, really, who are regulars, right? There's me, there's Joe, there's Brom, there's Paddy, there's Eddie, and there's Luce. Tomorrow is 40k After Dark, and if you know the channel, you know that 40k After Dark doesn't take itself too seriously. So tomorrow night, what we're going to do is we're going to ask you people, and I'm not saying we're going to use any of these, but if you watched the stream last night, you'll know that we are building new jerseys, new shirts for people that want to represent the Great Hall at events, okay? And on the back, there's a big section that says gamer tag. And when I say gamer tag, that means that you can put your name there, whatever name you want. So you can put your actual name on there, you can put your gamer tag on there, your YouTube name, whatever you want, you put it on there. And it got me thinking. And mine would be Liam, and Paddy's would be Paddy's, and Eddie's would be Eddie's, and Joe's is Joe's, and Brom's is Brom's. So I thought to myself, well, what if we had nicknames? What if we actually had nicknames? Well, we don't have nicknames really on the channel. So I figured that what we could do tomorrow night for a giggle is we could give you guys the opportunity to give the 6 of us nicknames. Okay? Not mentioning Chris. We've been through this iniquity. I talked about it. He's not on the team anymore. I miss chat play, said Brew Rooster. Next Thursday, hopefully. Trust me, it's coming back. We're looking to bring it back. A lot of people miss it. So yeah, you can have a think now. It could be funny, comedy, brilliant. I mean, like, I think 25 million people are going to say, oh, Brom's the dentist. But tomorrow, you'll be able to give us all nicknames, all 6 of us, okay? On the 40k After Dark show. And I am, in fact, going to sit here and drink mead because it's honey and honey's good for you. Correct? Correct. Right. Phil, welcome, dude. I'm about to go, though. We would call you the Beard and Joe the Beard, and then... Will that fit on a shirt? Probably not. Yes, there is a reason. Iniquity. There is a reason. 100% there is. I love Chris dearly. There is a reason. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing bad. Don't you worry. He's just focusing on his competitive career instead of the kind of games we're trying to play on stream. Can we fit our national treasure who must be protected at all costs on a jersey? No, probably not. The warrior, the wizard, the paladin, the cleric, the rogue. Isn't Brom technically a nickname? I mean, it's the first 4 letters of his surname, but yeah. Kind of. The Shillinator. No, don't give me... I don't want to know your names now, right? I don't want to know them now. Stop it. Stop it. I'm waiting for her to read out Kai's so I can go. Because I want to go to bed, chat. Come on, Amy. She's been slacking tonight as well. She's not interested today. It's because you overworked her last night, I reckon. That's why. Try hard, Wally. Try hard, Wally is a fucking great name. Oh, you fuckers. And Drop Dead Dave comes in and drops the big 50 bomb, which means I've got to set up the giveaway. So you've got another 10 minutes. I was like, it's not going to happen tonight. I have to set the giveaway up. So, hang on, let me set it up and then I'll tell you what the requirements are for the giveaway. Oh, for fuck's sake, of all this verifying shit. Yes, it's me.
Do what Clarkson did in the Grand Tour, offer a t-shirt for £75 and you get our rules for free. Perfectly legal.
Love it, I'm into it. Let's do that. Right. Giveaways. Channel members. Active user. There we go. Okay, cool. Right. Liam Bearded Cave and Shrike, says Dr. Cass. I don't think that works. It's just because of the hair. Is that what it is? Oh my lord. Right, so you guys have got an extra 10 minutes at me now because I dropped Dead Dave. Okay. So thank you, Drop Dead Dave, for the 50. You're a fucking glorious human being. You'd already given 10 as well.
What do you mean there are no nicknames on the stream? Are you not the Beaker or also the Demperor?
I mean, you can choose nicknames tomorrow night. You can choose nicknames tomorrow night. Right, so that one. Okay, right. The giveaway is now set up. Okay. How does it work? Well, I can't charge you to enter necessarily. So you get a free entry. You get a free entry on two conditions. You're a member of the channel and you've commented in chat. So at 9:10, I shall press the button that says roll it, and a person in chat who has commented, who is also a member of the channel, will win a £100 voucher. Okay. So only one of you will win it, right? But we're going to give a voucher away tonight because you hit 200 members. And guess what? I'm probably still going to do 40k After Dark stream tomorrow night because I like the idea of doing the nicknames. You lot are already getting into it, so we're going to run this tomorrow night. It's a free entry, yeah. If you just type free entry and you remember, you get a free entry. So Dats and Des is now in. Look, John Brickett's now in. They're all showing up on my screen in front of me. And all you've got to do is just comment and be a member. Okay. And at 9:10, it reads back from the point which I started the membership for 10 minutes. And anybody who is a member, Apollo, you've got to be a member, Apollo. Anybody who's a member who's commented will be in with a chance of winning a £100 voucher. I'll drop the names in only things as I have work. So Star Violet, you go for it. I guess I better comment. There you go. It makes the stream look really popular at the end as well. Look, last minute. Oh my god, the eligible members are racking up now. Look at all you people. Trust me, Liam, it gets worse. Have a night off. I can have a night off on Saturday. Strictly, I got Saturday, Sunday, Monday off. Although, I'm going to be honest with you. Having looked at the business bank and having looked at the channel revenue prediction for this month, there was a strong possibility of doing an extra stream on Monday. Maybe even one on Sunday because, you know, we have a studio to pay for. So, just warning you off there. Aussie for the gifted. Thank you so much, man. What a hero. Oh, my lord. You have gifted a person whose name I wouldn't dare try and say. Fuck it. Let's just keep gifting whilst we're waiting as well. We can get to 300, right? Got a good name for Bromson's kite. I dread to think. First time my commenters like to sit here and paint, assemble, and listen. Yeah, but you might as well for a giveaway, right? The library at Pendrell Vale, so generous. You have to be a member to get one, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. But I have to encourage people. We've got 70 people in the giveaway so far. 160 people in chat listening and 70 people in the giveaway. So come on. Make sure you get your giveaway in. Maybe Chris could do a monthly report from the competitive scene. I don't think he cares enough about content, to be honest. I think he just did it because he'd like to come and hang out with us and play 40k. I don't think he cares about content specifically. So more eligible users. Good. Necromunda would be cool. I love the idea of Necromunda. I haven't got a clue about the rule set. But the Ash Wastes people, they're sick. Mordy Hammer, thank you for the gifted membership. You're a legend. 202. Look at that. I chat, says Murderfang. Amazing. Kelly says hello. Hello. Spam the chat, people. Absolutely, yeah. Like I said, make it look like make it look popular. That's the word I'm looking for. Speaking of dying, I'm going to do that. Night kids, night wee man. If you win though, I'll let you know. Okay. Leaks has been gifted. You have, mate. Yeah, you've been gifted. You get to live on someone else's money for a bit. Isn't that nice? I'm working on a Warcry warband right now. GW makes some cool shit today. I need to catch up on last night's stream on the Scalpers. It was actually quite a good one. It's more positive than you think, by the way. Necromunda AS is where the cool kids hang out. I'm sure it is, Martin, yeah. Yeah, last night was actually quite a good... We kind of recognised that Scalpers were a problem and basically like, how do we fix it? That was it. That's what we talked about. I liked it. Post a comment, everyone. Yeah. Spammity spam says Gargoyle's played amazing. And then Cornet is just going for the Nightbot. Just trying to butter up Nightbot by giving it more commands. Come on, I need to go. I have a bird to go to, chat. Come on. I said 10 minutes though, so we'll stay till 10 minutes. Pushing towards that double coloured badge. How close are you? It does tell you somewhere. Apparently you can see how long you've been a member of a channel. I don't know how. I don't know if anyone does Warcry around me. There's gotta be. Warcry's quite popular, isn't it? I thought. Is it not? Painting an intercessor sergeant. I'm gonna say something, right? Scalpers positive. How much lemon sip? No. We're not positive about Scalpers, Mikey. We're completely and utterly negative about Scalpers. We're positive about trying to find a solution and fix it, rather than just be like, Scalpers are fuckers, Games Workshop are fuckers, right? Also full of cold. Ugh, yeah. Ugh. And the problem is at the moment is I'm not as productive. I took a car load of stuff to the studio today, to the new office, and by the time I carried it all up and down the stairs, I was fucked. I was so knackered, and I literally drank a whole bottle of Lucas before I left here. It's honesty. And I came back, I said to this, I carried like 4 loads up the stairs, and I was bollocks after that. How bad is that? I'm just feeling shit all the time at the moment. And I was really looking forward to this Hellstorm event as well. I'm closing on 6 months, so a mere baby compared to some. Yeah, if people like Ieston and Adrian, who have got the blue and red, that's the longest you get. Leaks is upgraded to Jarl. Look at that. I thought you had to wait till payday tomorrow. The blue and red badge is the most committed. The most committed. Can you make a lemsip bath? Lucas said you'd be medicine, 100%. Looking forward to tomorrow's stream. Tomorrow's stream would be good, yeah. If you've upgraded to Jarl Leaks, then make sure you get yourself your in the Jarl's only giveaway. Okay. Get into Discord. There's a new council section that'll be open to you now you're a Jarl. And in the council section, there's a bit that says giveaway, and it'll just a little green button that says click enter. If you double click it, it will show you an error, but that means the first one entered you and the second one won't let you because you've already had an entry. Okay. But make sure you click enter. That gets drawn on Tuesday at 8 PM, and if you're the one that's pulled out of the hat, then you get a combat patrol box of your choice. Okay. Now I'm packed for it. Thanks again, mate. Mate, someone should take my slot, Paul. To be honest with you, I'd rather someone took my slot. I can afford the £4 for the next 12 hours. Well, the other thing as well is I thought like nicknames for people would be a great super chat one on payday. Do you not think? Maybe you've got a case of the good old Rona. I don't think so, Madman. The last time I had Rona, I cancelled streams for a week. I couldn't face sitting here for an hour and a half. It was rare. Jakeman's cough sweets are tops if you can get them. My mother was talking about this yesterday, Brad, to be honest with you. I bet I can get them on Amazon, to be fair. Anyway, it is currently 9:10. The giveaway bot is showing a significant number of people in the giveaway. TJ, if you want your slot taking, oh yeah. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hit roll it and we'll find a giveaway winner. And once we found the giveaway winner, we're going to go. Okay? Right. Ready? I'm joining everyone at the house tomorrow night for takeaway. Shame you and Eddie won't be there, but I can at least get a look at Joe's feet in person. Dad, stop it. I'm jealous, all right? Please enjoy yourself. Click. Scoobs. Who's Scoobs? Scoobs has won the giveaway. Now, you must be a member, which means you must be in the Great Hall Discord server. So if you go into Discord and DM me in Discord, I will sort you out with a combat patrol box of your choice. Okay? I'm going to wait to see if he comments. Scoobs, come on. Scoobs, come on. Scoobs. 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 Say something, Scoobs. Don't tell me you've already left. Don't tell me you've already left. Well, hopefully he'll watch it back. I'm not hanging around forever. I'm going to mostly chat. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. I'm sure he'll get in touch at some point in the near future. Reach out if you're watching this after the fact, Scoobs. You make sure you reach out on Discord and get yourself your Combat Patrol box that you deserve. Not Combat Patrol box, £100 voucher. I mean, they're about the same price nowadays, aren't they? £100 voucher this time around. Okay. You make sure you reach out so I can get that sorted for you. Thank you so much to everybody who hung out with us. Thank you to everybody who super chatted. Don't forget 10% of super chat revenue is donated to charity. So, you know, it's worth it at least. You help charity at the same time as making me happy. Okay, this is so cool. There he is. He's good. Reach out to me on Discord, man, okay? Thank you so much to everybody who gifted memberships tonight. You people are beautiful, beautiful human beings. I massively appreciate it. Thank you so much, you lovely human beings. We should be back tonight. No, I've not. You've not what? We should be back tomorrow night with the 40k After Dark show. Nicknames, right? Nicknames. If you're not in Discord, Scoobs, and you don't want to be in Discord, what you can do, go to the channel About page, the channel homepage, go to the About section, there's an email address there, right? Just let me know your Scoobs, right? Cool, okay. So that's it from us. Tomorrow night, nicknames. Luce should be back with us tomorrow night, so you will also, in fact, get a Luce fact at the same time. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight, though. I appreciate it. Sorry it's not a game. I apologise for finishing early. I need to go to bed. That's everything from us tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, like I say, and we'll see you in the next one.